Why many people react from emotions, especially Nigerians. Hello, welcome to today's episode. If you are seeing me for the first time, I am Mr. Logic. This channel is built for facts, reality, and truth. In a world full of noise, opinions, and misinformation, this channel focuses on what actually matters: real-time facts, deep insights, and honest perspective. No hype, no sugarcoating, just clear, straightforward content that helps you understand the world as it truly is. Many people do not respond from a place of calm thinking. They react from emotions. They react from pain. They react from fear. They react from pride. They react from anger. They react from pressure. And when emotion becomes stronger than reasoning, people stop asking, what is true? They start asking, how do I feel about this? This is one major reason many conversation becomes argument. This is why correction feels like attack. This is why disagreement feels like hatred. This is why people insult before they understand. This is why many people defend what they do not properly understand. Now, this is not only a Nigeria problem. It is a human problem. But in Nigeria, it appears stronger because of our environment, our upbringing, our society, and our religion, our politics, our economy, and our daily survival pressure. A person who is under pressure every day will not always think clearly. Many Nigerians are living under constant stress. Stress from money, stress from family, stress from bad leadership, stress from poor electricity, stress from unemployment, stress from traffic, stress from social expectations, stress from religion, stress from fear of failure. When a person is already tired inside, small things can trigger big reaction. That is why some people can insult you because you corrected them. That is why someone can shout because you ask a simple question. That is why someone can feel attacked because you disagreed with their opinion. Their reactions may not even be about you. It may be coming from years of frustration they have not processed. Another reason is upbringing. Many Nigerians are not raised in an environment where calm decisions was encouraged. Many homes train children to obey, not to reason. A child asks why, and the parent says, because I said so. A child tries to explain, and the adult says, shut up. A child disagrees, and they call it disrespect. So many people grow up without learning how to express disagreement maturely. They only know authority, fear, command, and emotional reaction. When such a person becomes an adult, they may not know how to discuss issues logically. They may see every disagreement as rebellion. They may see every question as insult. They may think respect means silence. This is why many people cannot separate disagreement from disrespect. You can say, I do not agree with your point, and they hear you are stupid. You can ask, what evidence do you have? And they hear you are lying. You can say, let us think about this carefully, and they hear, are you against me? This is emotional interpretation. Another reason is ego. Many people are emotionally attached to being right. They do not want truth. They want victory. They do not want correction. They want validation. They do not want discussion. They want agreement. When ego is stronger, truth becomes offensive. A person controlled by ego will not ask, is this correct? They will ask, how dare you correct me? This is why some people prefer to defend errors than admit ignorance. In Nigeria, many people also attach identity to their belief, their religion, their tribe, political party, pastors, favorite public figures, or even personal opinions becomes part of who they are. So when you question the belief, they feel like you are attacking their person. Because once a person connects belief with identity, reasoning becomes difficult. They stop examining ideas. They start defending themselves. For example, if someone believes a pastor can never be wrong, any criticism against that pastor feels like an attack. If someone believes their tribe is always right, any correction feels like hatred. If someone believes their political leader is a savior, any evidence against that leader feels like betrayal. Emotions taking over, logical reasons disappear. Another major reason is poverty and survival pressure. Poverty does not only affect pockets, it affects the mind. When people are struggling to eat, pay rent, support family, pay school fees, and survive daily life, they can become emotionally reactive. A hungry person may not have patience for deep thinking. Frustrated person cannot have room for calm analysis. A person who feels life is unfair might react aggressively to small issues. This does not excuse bad behaviors, but it helps us understand it. A society under pressure will produce people who react quickly. Another factor is social media. Social media rewards emotion more than wisdom. Anger spreads faster than truth. Insult gets more attention than balanced arguments. Outrage gets more view than calm explanation. Some people learn to react first and think later. On social media, many people do not read to understand. They read to attack. They do not listen to learn. They listen to reply. They do not ask, what is the full context? They ask, how can I drag this person? That is why one short clip can create national outrage before people even know the full story. Another reason is religion conditioning. Many Nigerians are deeply religious, and religion can be good when it teaches love, discipline, humility, and self-control. But religion becomes dangerous when it trains people not to question anything. Some people are taught that questioning means rebellion. Doubt means lack of faith. Investigation means disrespect. So they become emotional whenever their belief is challenged. But truth should not be afraid of questions. If something is true, examination will not destroy it. Another reason is trauma. A lot of people are carrying emotional wounds they have never healed from. Wounds from childhood, wounds from betrayal, wounds from rejection, wounds from failure, wounds from poverty, wounds from family pressure, wounds from disappointment. When people do not heal, they bleed on conversations. They may overreact, not because the issue is big, but because it touched an old wound. This is why emotional maturity is important. Emotional maturity means you can feel something without being controlled by it. It means you can argue and still speak with sense. It means you can be offended and still listen. It means you can be corrected without feeling destroyed. Many people are intelligent but not emotionally matured. Education alone does not solve this. A person can have a degree and still be emotionally childish. A person can speak English well and lack self-control. A person can be rich and still react like someone who has never learned discipline. So the problem is not just education, it is emotional training. Many Nigerians were trained to survive, not to process emotions. We were taught to hustle, endure, pray, respect elders, and keep moving. But we were not properly taught how to manage anger, fear, shame, jealousy, insecurity, and disagreement. This is why many people explode instead of explain. Another issue is shame of culture. In many Nigerian environments, people are afraid of being embarrassed. Correction becomes painful. Public disagreement becomes humiliation. Admitting mistakes becomes weakness. Instead of saying, I was wrong, many people attack the person correcting them. But growth begins when a person says, I did not know I was wrong. Teach me. Let me think about it. These statements are not weakness, they are signs of maturity. Another reason is lack of critical thinking. Critical thinking means the ability to examine information before accepting them. It means asking questions like, is this true? Where is the evidence? Who benefits from this? What is the other side? Am I reacting because of fact or because of feelings? Many people do not do this. They hear something and react immediately. Someone posts a rumor, they believe it. Someone shares a political claim, they defend it. Someone says, God told me this, they follow it. Someone says, the tribe is the problem, they accept it. Emotions without critical thinking makes people easy to manipulate. This is why politicians use emotion. Religious manipulators use emotions. Online influencers use emotions. Scammers use emotions. Tribal leaders use emotions. They know that once they can control your fear, anger, hope, and pride, they can control your decisions. This is why people must learn to pause. Pause before you reply. Pause before you insult. Pause before you forward that message. Pause before you defend your favorite person. Pause before you conclude. A kind mind sees what an angry mind cannot see. One of the biggest signs of wisdom is the ability to delay reaction. Not everything needs immediate response. Not every insult needs reply. Not every disagreement needs war. Not every correction is hatred. Not every criticism is attack. Sometimes what offends you is what you need to learn from. So how do we become less emotional and more thoughtful? First, separate your feelings from facts. Ask yourself, am I angry because this is false or because it touched my ego? Am I offended because this person lied or because I did not like the truth? Am I defending this because I know it is right or because I am emotionally attached to it? Learn to listen. Listening is waiting for your turn to talk. Listening means trying to understand what other person is saying before judging. Stop worshiping opinion. Your opinion is not your identity. If your opinion is wrong, you can change it and still be valuable. Embrace correction. Correction is not always attack. Sometimes correction is help. A person who cannot be corrected cannot grow. Reduce ego. You do not need to win every argument. You do not need to prove yourself every time. Sometimes wisdom is silence. Sometimes maturity is saying you may not be right. Learn emotional control. Anger is not always wrong, but uncontrolled anger is dangerous. Pain is real, but pain should not become a weapon. Emotion is human, but emotion must not become your master. In conclusion, many people react from emotion because they are stressed, wounded, proud, afraid, poorly trained in reasoning, and deeply attached to identity. In Nigeria, these things are stronger because society itself put people under pressure. But we must not use that as an excuse to remain emotionally uncontrolled. A better society begins with a better mind. Better conversation begins with better listening. Better decision begins with better thinking. Before you react, think. Before you attack, understand. Before you defend, explain. Before you believe, question. Before you conclude, ask yourself, am I responding from truth or am I reacting from emotion? Because a person who is controlled by emotion can be controlled by anyone. But the person who can think clearly is harder to deceive. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to this channel.